Finally, a new recruit. I was beginning to think I'd turn to salt before they sent anyone to this beach. And if I did turn to salt, I suspect the Waweran Spirox would have a fine time pecking me to bits. They don't take to our presence on Cricori Island, you see. And though they have yet to squawk war from those colorful beaks of theirs, they've done everything they can to be a nuisance and prompt us to leave. Eager, that's good. Perhaps they've sent me more than the usual giblets this time. To think I thought my appointment here was a subtle suggestion that I'm no longer of use to the army of Garrowin. We'll show them I'm not so inept as they may think. You see, the Spirox have sent poachers to hunt the sand snappers to near extinction, taking from us one of our prime food sources. But you'll show them, won't you? No hesitation, I like it. You will kill the poachers, and they will know Guylock knows how to delegate. Have you slit their gizzards? A good start. But if you believe my theories, there's more going on down here than my superiors think. They sent me here to babysit some harmless poachers, but the Warrens are up to something on these beaches. The poachers are a diversion, I say. Any fool can see war is coming, though some may not want to, because the Warrens have the advantage here. Oh, now I haven't gotten so far as figuring out any of that, but maybe you can help me. I've seen them mining ore along the valley walls, and I suspect they mean to make weapons of it. But oh, it could also be something so much more nefarious. And wouldn't discovering such a plot earn the both of us promotions? Why don't you bring back some samples of the ore and let us see for ourselves? Good. Some think the Spiroks are just pretty birds with bad attitudes, but I think differently. They're up to something, I know it.
Well met.
Did you get them? Our troops will be pleased. I needed you to gather them for me because I have been busy working on creating something special for one of our veterans. Would you care to deliver this special bait to Nibba Ooze for me? With this special concoction on his line, he is sure to land magnificent catches. You can find him fishing just east of here. Thank you. I appreciate it, and I am certain he will as well.
Hello. Merely fishing. I was stationed here once some time ago, and the fishing was... well, it wasn't necessarily the best place to fish, but it was good enough for me to come back. The fish bite at a pace I am comfortable with. I also sell the Cricori salt fins I catch for a bit of coin. Would you care to help me catch some? It is really quite relaxing. Great! You can find them all around this side of the island. Hello. Ah, great, thank you. That Drysock, always out to make something new. Did you catch them? Great! It's a pity you didn't fish up any bull saltfin, however. They sell for much more. They swim in the same schools as the regular saltfin, but don't bite as often. If you take your time, though, I'm sure you can fish one up. Would you be willing to try to find one for me? They aren't fond of my bait. I appreciate it. Return to me when you find one. Did you catch one yet? Nice work. You're a natural. Maybe someday you'll even fish up the biggest bull of them all, Vethka the Gorger. I first saw him when I was originally stationed, and none have yet managed to catch him. Since then, he's stolen my bait a number of times. If you find him, let me know. Anyway, thank you for your help.
Do you have the ore? Did they molt at seeing you interrupt their plans? That's the way to do it. Well, now, let's have a look. This is strange. This is mostly rock. There's barely any ore at all. Mighty suspicious, if you ask me. I think it is time to earn our promotions. I'd like you to travel to Crykori village, just north of here, and speak with Primary Konzuk Zumha. Show him what we found, and be sure to mention me. This only supports my claims. The Spiroks are not so empty-headed as to think this will be of any use to them. It stinks of a greater design.
Greetings! Welcome to Crykori village. I am Varkori Rizlul. It is my task to prepare food for this entire island, with a little help from Tiroche Dryzak. Though Tiroche is helpful, he doesn't quite have the zest for gathering provisions that I wish for in an assistant. Would you care to help me gather some more supplies? I need briny lizard meat from the time-worn pools to the west. Great, thank you. I'd send Tiroche, but every time I try to send him out, he tells me he's perfecting his stuffed grit gorger claw recipe. One meaningless soldier tells him they're the best thing he's ever tasted, and now Tiroche just won't let it go. He seems to believe he's some sort of culinary genius, but I don't have the heart to tell him he was bred without taste buds.
Well met.
So, Tykor Gylok managed to do something worthwhile. That'll come as a surprise to quite a few parties. I myself have thought he was given an unfair lot. Not everyone can master griffin riding, and it's not his fault he fell straight onto the head of Archlord Gorsak. Now, about this ore. You're right. The Waweran should know this ore is worthless. Perhaps. Yes, perhaps this is related to the excavation of the cave in the northwest. I've been meaning to send someone out there to take care of it. Are you up to it? I want the excavators dead, and I want evidence of what they're digging up. We must solve this puzzle. Then you will return to me as soon as you have found something. Oh, and we should leave Tykor out of this from here on out. He has done his part, but just in case, his supposed incompetence has nothing to do with his griffin riding skills. Let's leave this to those better qualified.
Greetings.
Hello. Oh, amazing! Thank you so much. I am glad to finally have him in my grasp. Though the loss of a worthy opponent is always something to mourn.
Did you find the relics? Wonderful! It is important that we gather these relics as soon as we can. The Walwerans do not respect relics such as these and will no doubt twist or destroy them. They will discard anything that does not obviously lead them to power. That is all they seek, power. They do not care where it comes from or what they destroy in the process. Even now, they strip the statue in the time-worn pools of precious artifacts and discard and often destroy things that they deem unworthy. These items could be studied, but they are instead lost forever. That would be wonderful. It is a shame that any sentient can be so careless when it comes to something as important as history.
Greetings. I am Tertiary Maquis. I have been studying the native species of this island and determining what purpose, if any, they may serve in our military maneuvers. Most recently, I have become interested in the crusty rust beast in the time-worn pools far to the west. Their acidic secretions are rife with potential. Unfortunately, I am stuck here for the time being, working on a previous project. Could you? That would help me greatly.
Did you get the meat? Wonderful. Please know that I appreciate this. Would you care to help me out once again? Tiroche is still preoccupied with his art. Splendid! There are tortoise nests in the dunes to the west. I'd like you to go gather some of their eggs and bring them back to me. They're packed full of nutrients. Much heartier than stuffed grit gorger claws. Thank you.
Well, what are they up to? Have you found anything worthwhile? Our parsers have found pieces of this pottery before. They believe it is the remains of ceremonial jars, and the directions for the rite are inscribed in the inscriptions on its surface. If they have pieced this together, of course! This must be what they're up to. My scouts reported them gathering and preparing something southwest of here. With this evidence in hand, I believe they may be trying to invoke an ancient rite. I'll leave it to you to interrupt them. And be swift about it! There's obviously far more to the Spirok than we had thought. The more freedom we give the Wawerans to experiment with artifacts of power, the more likely they are to turn this power against us effectively.
Did you find them? Ah, perfect! This is impressive! These don't even need to be treated. Look at how easily the substance affects this metal. I know just the person who can put these to use. His contact is Secondary Erazik Skykey. Bring them to him. You can find him in the Trithek Loft to the southwest. I'm sure he'll put these to good use. Thank you for your help. I think I will keep a few on hand to continue studying them for other potential applications.
Did you retrieve the relics? Ah, thank you! Thank you! All history is precious, no matter how powerful or powerless the race.
Did you get the eggs? Excellent! You have done a lot for the inhabitants of this island. If they can't eat, they can't very well fight. Thank you for your work.
Well, have you succeeded in putting an end to the ritual? Well, I'm glad we put a stop to their efforts. Though they may be nothing more than clumsy mimics playing with forces they don't understand. The thought of them tapping into such power does not sit well. I am impressed with your abilities. I would like you to continue aiding us. Report to Secondary Erosic Skykey on Trithic Loft to the southwest. It's the grassy ledge above the sand.
Kuvi, Krekori Standard. Though we are not yet taking large-scale action against the Wawerans, I have been given the go-ahead to interact with them in any way I see fit. After all, they have been interacting with us and proving to be quite the nuisance. Just south of here you'll find the place where their turf hunters congregate. From there they move out, intent on capturing and enslaving us. We should do more than that. We should rid their heads of any thought of disturbing us. When their turf hunters make their first capture, they are rewarded with pride feathers. They dress themselves in these feathers as a further mockery aimed directly at us. I want to strip them of their pride. It is shameful for a turf hunter to lose their pride feathers. A field of dead hunters with missing feathers will send a strong message, I think. Bring me their pride feathers, and leave their corpses to rot.
Greetings. I am Bioparser Zodak. I study the land and to some capacity its inhabitants. It's actually such an inhabitant that has captured my interest. South of here, I have discovered a strange plant that feeds on flesh. Specifically, it eats the skittering monitors on the loft. It lashes them to the ground with filaments that it extends from the ground and then draws their nutrients into itself. Very. I've never seen anything quite like it. Any monitors that wander too close are quickly trapped in its grip. I'd love to get some samples of the monitors once they've been encapsulated in the filament. Perhaps you could lure some of them over to the plant and then pull them from the ground once it tries to eat them. Or are you too squeamish? And don't worry, the plant won't try to eat you. It can recognize the lizards somehow and only attacks them. Besides, you're much too big to wrap up.
I am Secondary Erosic Skykey. It is my duty to watch over Trithic Loft. Think twice before considering causing any trouble. What brings you here? Interesting. I have someone who can put this to good use. Thank you. Tasks, yes. I have found that the Wawerans coat the tips of their weapons with the venom of the skittering monitors found in the area. While they haven't refined the process, it is still woefully effective. I've seen soldiers die from wounds that should barely keep them in bed. We've been working on anti-venom, but we need more samples. I need you to go and collect some of their poison glands for me. Good. Careful handling the monitors and their sacks. Remember, we don't have an antidote yet, and I do not need another invalid to care for. Return once you have enough for a thorough study. I am secondary. Ah, good. I could use the extra help. The Spirok are tireless troubles.
Did you do as I ordered? I am glad to hear it. I myself have sought out fights with the turf hunters, though I overcame many of their best. I was finally snared by Valkyrin. I was among the prisoners held in Perrin Roost. In capturing me, he became a hero to his people, and he was elected to lead the turf hunters. Even now, long after my escape, he resides at their head, plotting their strategies. My shame was his pride, and I wish to strip him of it. Bring his pride feathers and his head. Thank you. Seeing him fall will be a rare joy.
Did you collect them? Great! These will keep me busy for some time. While I study this collection, how would you like to help further my studies by gathering some trithic roots for me? They're not nearly so unsettling, merely a curiosity. They grow in the tiny jungle to the south. Great! I was studying them before I ran across this carnivorous plant, and while it captured my interest, I've no desire to abandon them completely.
Did you retrieve the poison glands? I have valuable soldiers dying from flesh wounds as we speak. Perfect. We appreciate this, as I am sure you will appreciate it if you ever find one of your wounds stinking of their infection. I believe I can use you again, yes. I've been waiting for a scout to report back. As time drags on, however, I am beginning to think something may have happened to him. Travel into the jungle area to the south and see if you can find him. Should you find only his remains, bring back his logbook. It would help me compensate for his loss. Thank you. Remember, the logbook is enough.